Welcome to About Time, a Doctor Who podcast. I'm Stephen, and usually I'm joined by my boyfriend Ben. Today, however... Hello, and welcome back to About Time, where today I'm joined by returning guest Aaron. Hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
You're very welcome. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing all right, thank you. Not too bad. How are you?
It's quite ironic because we've been kind of delaying doing this recording a bit because I know you've not been well, and we put this date in, and now I've come down with something this weekend. So...
Oh, no. Have you actually?
Yeah, I was in nursery on Friday, and I think I got something from one of the tiny little children.
Oh, bless you. Yeah. I think, honestly, same reason.
Exactly, yes.
Reception.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm now starting to get it again, so that's...
Yeah, it's just one of the dangers of the job, isn't it?
Absolutely.
But yes, I'm off on a residential tomorrow, so
Nice.
I hope I'm feeling better for that, but yeah.
How long is it?
3 days.
Oh, okay. Not too bad, then.
Not too bad, yeah. But yeah, we're here to talk about the final instalment of The War Between the Land and the Sea.
We are, yeah. Thanks for asking me to come and do this.
Yeah, it was. I remember I asked you a while ago to do this episode, and then when the series finished and the last one aired, you messaged me and you were a bit like, what are we going to talk about? Because like, not a lot happened.
Yeah.
I don't know, do you still feel that way?
So I rewatched it again before recording, and I definitely enjoyed it more than I enjoyed it last time. Overall, it just felt a bit compared to some of the earlier episodes.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
I felt quite similar, yeah. I all through the series, I was thinking, oh, this is good. I'm really enjoying this. This is really promising. And then I wouldn't say I hated the end episode, but it didn't quite feel as satisfying as I was hoping it would.
Yeah, it was a bit of a, limp dick, to use it.
Here we go. It's too early on a Sunday morning for this.
It is. But, you and I can't do a podcast together without it, so...
No, exactly. It's been a running theme thirsting over Russell Tovey, and I guess that continues in this episode.
I have got a note that just says Russell's nips, but that's a bit later on in the episode.
Fair enough. But I mean, you're a dog person, aren't you? Because you walk dogs and stuff like that. So I guess the opening of this episode was...
I have got that. That's my first point. I said dogs. I have 4 dogs, and as you said, there's lots of dogs everywhere, always.
Yeah.
It's chaos. And I just wrote, no, because, don't touch the dogs. Don't.
No.
Like, rule number 1 of TV and film,
Yeah.
Don't kill the dog.
I know, yeah.
And they do it in the first 5 seconds of the
Exactly,
episode.
Yeah. I'm very much not a dog person, but I wouldn't go that far to say they need to be eaten by sea creatures. So, yeah. I did feel sorry for them.
Bless them.
So did you take it that it was... Because we saw this Homo Aqua blowing a conch shell and summoning them all. Was that all the dogs in the country or all the dogs in the world? Or
It's a really good point. I thought about this as well. It's just... The idea that there's just no more dogs is crazy. But actually, like, the way I interpreted it, not all of them would have been able to escape.
True.
Like, some of them, if they're in a flat or if they're, they might still... Hopefully, someone might still have their dog. But just, like the...
A large number of them.
Yeah. It was... And, I mean, I understand why they did it, but still, the imagery is quite uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, I think obviously, it's to show that they're not messing around anymore, But also, I know it's hard as a dog person, but, like, it's quite comical. I mean, I think it's meant to be funny as well.
I think, as well, like, the way they went with dogs, because... And I love cats too, but obviously I feel that as a nation or as a world, I feel like we gravitate towards dogs more. And like, they're man's best friend, right?
So they say.
So if it had been a bunch of cats, like, it would have been funny that the fish were eating the cats just for the irony, but I also don't think it wouldn't have hit as hard, maybe. I
know what you mean. Yeah, dogs do have that special place for humanity, don't they?
Yeah.
Not me personally, but...
And then cuts to Kate in her whatever. I think she's in a therapy
Yeah.
session. But then we get one of the best scenes of the entire episode.
Where she's blackmailing the therapist for a prescription.
You might say that, but I might say that Colonel Sexy was in a towel.
Oh, that, yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even make a note of that, but yes. I'm now second guessing myself and like, am I being too thirsty? Do I need to dial it down a bit? So I wasn't going to mention that, but no, it was a great.
If I'm out thirsting you,
yeah.
I was looking for positives.
It was a great moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
That needs to be just made into a little GIF that just loops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just all the nice things. Him cooking, him in a towel, doing all those husbandy things. Yeah. What is your opinion on them two as like a relationship?
It's always felt a bit weird to me, to be honest.
Yeah.
And I only found out recently that apparently for years Gemma Redgrave has been sort of playing her as a lesbian.
Right.
And only when Russell decided to put them together, she had to kind of throw that out and say, oh, apparently not, you know.
Because that's kind of how I always read her as well. More lesbian leaning. And actually, like, not to just jump on the bandwagon, because I know a lot of people also have this view, but Ibrahim also kind of gave me a gay vibe.
Oh, okay.
Or just a bi vibe, at least.
Was that like just wishful thinking?
Maybe, it could be. But, you know, like, it's like modern Doctor Who, so everyone's either queer, you know. So,
yeah, there are no straight people in this universe.
Yeah, exactly. What are straight people? Yeah, exactly. So then when you do get a straight relationship, it's a bit like, whoa, what is this, the 1950s? So, yeah, the two of them together, I didn't necessarily gel with straight away. And I think we didn't really get enough of them to, like, being together for the impact of what happened.
Yeah, I do agree with that.
You know, like, and her suffering and, like, just dealing with it all, and it all being shown after the fact feels, I don't know if it diminishes the relationship because it's trying to say that it was more than we saw. Yeah,
I agree. You know, there was never time or space in Doctor Who, ironically, to do that. But then in this, we've got to see a bit. I liked the stuff where he was, you know, looking after her and saying you need to go home and rest and stuff like that. But it was kind of all a little bit too little too late. And then suddenly he was gone.
I mean, yeah. And I imagine actually for the actress that plays Kate, like if you said about her interpreting her as a lesbian for that length of time and then to then switch, it must be quite weird to get into that mindset with the character. Yeah. I mean, that's, when you've got a character that's kind of ongoing and then you get different writers bringing different things in it, that's going to happen, I guess. That's true. But as well, you saying with her in the therapy office, the way she, like, lays down the law, or lack thereof. Yeah, you know? I like that scene. Yeah. She's very, like, she knows what she wants and she uses what she can to do it. It felt somehow like a Sherlock-y sort of scene. Yeah. I get that. I know they did scenes in therapy offices in Sherlock, and they always seem to go to these lovely people's homes where it's so large and they just sit about 5 meters apart. And yeah, always. Yeah, but then when she was like, you know, your daughter isn't your husband's, or whatever it was. Yeah, it felt a bit. I feel like that's where we start to see the differences, right? Because I feel like that's something I look for, like. Where is it on the scale of Doctor Who to Torchwood? Kind of like, I think you discussed that before, where it's like, is it too adult? It's not too adult, but it's not too kid-friendly. No. And I think her having that darkness really, like, puts on, like, a this is what the show is. Because the thing is, like, the work that she and Unit do is so important that she does have to kind of do things for the greater good sometimes. And I guess that's her view. Yeah. You know, even though... You know, the therapist was saying that she shouldn't be working in her current condition. Yeah. But she was like, no, that's not, you know, I'm not taking that. She plays the character great. I mean, the fact she's been playing the character this long. Yeah. And, we still don't know too much about the character either, which is quite mysterious. It'd be cool if we got her, like, children in future as, like... Oh, yeah. Additional characters. Maybe if she ever wants to leave. Yeah. Grandson of the Brigadier. Yeah. So Barclay's having all these tests done, and he's sort of, you know, he's been put back in this hotel and basically under lock and key and guarded because people are giving him death threats and all sorts. This is one of my main gripes with the whole show, is that a lot of it was just Barclay walking from A to B with soldiers a lot of the time. Yes. Like, he had, like, 4 guards around him, but only in the right at the end when the civilians broke through and started to try and attack him or get him. Like, there was no, like you said, he had death threats, but there was no assassination attempt. Like, even if in one of those scenes, like, there was a gunfight or a gunshot or something. And
to make it a bit more,
you know what I mean?
Real.
Yeah, high stakes.
Yeah.
Because, like, he was walking around in open air so much. And if he was, like, the number one man in the world that everyone was talking about, some people would want rid of him, you know? But yeah, I'm sure you enjoyed those scenes of Russell.
Well, the shower scenes and things, working out,
working out,
all good.
Yeah, all.
I felt like they were treating us with some of those shots, weren't they?
Yeah.
I don't know if Russell or Pete wrote this episode.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know.
But either way, I feel like they were like, putting in the script like
Russell's naked.
A certain number of, a certain quota of shots. Yeah.
Russell's in the shower. Russell's got his tits out. Russell's doing this. 100%.
So Aqua kind of stepped up their game.
Yeah.
Melting the ice caps, which obviously, we're doing anyway, but
they're
doing it at a much faster rate.
And like, I understand from the perspective of them where they say, like, but it makes sense, they want more water to be able to use. But then I also kind of think it's done because I know humans are melting the ice caps, but later on, is his name Rain? The male presenting...
Tide,
that's it. I kept thinking one's called Rain. I just feel like that would have been a good name.
That would have been a good name, yeah.
Yeah. They say something about the ice. Ice happens even without humans. Like, ice happens naturally in nature. But the way that he was talking was... It insinuated that humans were to blame for ice. Or like because he referred to it as water that had become land or something like that. And I just thought that was a bit dumb. Yeah,
that didn't really make sense because, without us being involved, it would be ice because of the position that it is. But
that's exactly it.
But I guess, again, I think they're just flexing their muscles of like, we can do this. We can take what is a sort of land and turn it into more water.
Yeah.
Just to apply more pressure. But yeah.
I think that being said, like, the amount of technology that we've, like, learnt that they have, if they can do all of those things, make it rain plastic, they can melt ice caps, they can do all these things, then they surely have a way that's, like, more efficient than us at removing
I was thinking
these issues, and they wouldn't.
But I suppose it's the principle, isn't it, as well, of, like, we caused it, so we should sort it out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And also that, like, we're constantly continuing to add more and more. That they're saying that needs to stop, obviously.
Yeah, that's true.
So Kirby and Mum are being moved to a safe house?
Yes.
For the rest of their lives?
Right, which is just kind of shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I know you've talked about this before, but, like, his ex-wife, like, what a dick. And also Kirby, like, they are meant to be 14, 15, something like that? They've got to spend the rest of their life locked in somewhere because their dad wanted to have sex with a fish. You know what I mean? So it's like, I know that's being flippant, but no pun intended. But like, but it's just a bit crap.
It is. It's very unfortunate,
especially with like how the series wraps up as well. We don't necessarily know the fate of those characters.
No.
Are they just eternally, locked away? Probably not. But
I don't know. Maybe things die down.
Yeah.
And they're able to just be normal again. Who knows?
That's true. Generally, like, I think Russell Tovey's a brilliant actor. And I've seen him in lots of things. Mm-hmm. But I don't want to sound like a bitch, but I just feel like the character of Barkley is so fucking whingy and, like, he's so emotional and, just whingy. And throughout the series, but throughout this episode, like, more and more, like, for instance, later on, when Salt basically says, you won, and then she's leaving, and he goes, will I see you again? And it's like, mate, her entire race just got fucking genocided, like, give her a break, like...
True. I didn't see him as whingy so much as just very pure and very sort of open with his emotions and quite a healthy masculinity in that way.
Maybe I'm being cynical.
Maybe, but I know what you mean, because they chose him because he was a good example of humanity and he respected them and he sort of saw their value and everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a big part of his character.
That's a very true point. And I think having the two performances, I mean, Gugu's performance as Rain, not Rain, oh my god. Oh my god.
You're determined for one of them to be called Rain.
I know. Salts, sorry. I mean, she's literally the best character in this entire programme.
Oh, she's amazing, yeah.
Like,
100%.
every scene she's in, you're captivated. It's the only real time that you're glued to your TV, and it's not like I'm going to scroll on my phone. You know what I mean? Because she's there and she's talking and you're listening. And she just was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
So we learn that every night, basically, Barclay's been sneaking out,
right,
driving to the coast and calling for her. I thought that was a bit of a stretch, that he thought putting his head under the water and shouting Salt, she'd hear him.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And then he made some explanation later about whales.
Yeah.
And I'm like, mate, you're not a whale.
No.
Like, you're hench as fuck now, Russell. You're not a little twink anymore, but you're not a whale. You know, like, it's like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's like a little nod to an explanation, but it's very sort of flimsy.
Yeah.
I suppose they don't want you to get too caught up in that. They want you to just go with it for the story, but yeah, sometimes it does take you out of it a bit.
Yeah, him going and doing that, I don't know. Yeah, like you said, it's just a bit random. And the fact that he drives, like... So when does he sleep? Because, like, his body would completely just... Maybe that was why he struggled in the end so much, because he was pushing himself so much.
Oh, yeah.
And then what happens after with the cameras and things. I've also felt like that was a bit silly. The theatrics of, like, them coming in, drugging him, doing all of that stuff.
Oh, yes.
And then obviously we don't get an answer, but we kind of figure out, like, I think I messaged you and I said, like, I don't really get that. But
yeah, there was a lot for you to piece together yourself.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing necessarily, but...
No, of course.
So we've got Kate goes to grill the Prime Minister.
Oh, yes.
Try and find out about Severance.
Yeah.
I love that where she's offering to help him, and he has that moment where he kind of looks tempted and then he just chickens out and just plays dumb.
Yeah. I said it's nice to see the Prime Minister is a slimy piece of shit like the rest of them. Mm-hmm. And it's interesting, like, this whole Severance thing. That
felt like quite an anticlimax to me, that I was convinced it was going to be something to do with the pearls and the necks, or the hive mind thing. Which both of those went nowhere, by the way.
Yeah.
That pearl thing was set up like it's so important.
That's true. Like, and it was like it works as like a camera. It works as this. It's technology. Like, Salt touches it at one point and turns the screens to show images, and like is whether it's natural or technology or like, you know.
Because also, why is it called Severance? Because, you know, he said to Kate about, you could call Brexit a form of severance. Obviously, it's, you know, to sever something, to cut it, to separate something off from something else. This was just a virus that just killed 90% of them. Like, that, I don't call that severance. I don't think that fits.
No. And maybe it's just him trying to justify genocide in his head. But, like, also... that being the outcome, I understand why they did it, like, from a narrative point, but, like, also, it just feels a bit, like, all the build-up over 5 episodes to then have that happen, and then they retreat, and it's kind of like, we're done. You know, like, fine, you defeated us. It feels like the first few episodes were quite I felt they were slow-ish, but they were taking time to, like, build up this story. And then you get to the last... And in episode 4, a lot of stuff happened, and it was very action-packed. And then episode 5, it felt a bit like, oh, now we need to pay off that build-up, but then also wrap it up at the same time, and still leave the Doctor Who universe in a way in which that is usable.
Exactly, yeah.
You know, and I feel like that limits it. Like, that would limit any of the spin-offs. You know?
Yeah. I also think I heard somewhere that it was originally planned to be more episodes.
Oh, really?
Maybe 8.
Okay.
So if they had to shrink it down, that might explain why it felt a bit rushed towards the end.
That makes a lot more sense, actually. It definitely felt like it could have gone on for a bit longer. Maybe some of, like, episode 1 and 2 could have been condensed down into a singular episode. So this is just, like, more of, like, a political nerd thing on my part, but, like, what I find strange is that obviously in the show we have so many references to political figures throughout history, and like we've met Churchill and others and stuff like that. But then it's always
fictional characters.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's one of them things where it's where the show and the real world verge, right? Because, and I feel like for a long time they pushed that world as our world, but then to some degree they still do. But it's almost like it's like a parallel world now because of how vastly different it is compared to. Does that make sense? I don't know.
It does, yeah. It's complicated because I think, obviously they're not going to use figures who are alive for now as characters like that. But yeah, they do sort of pick and choose when they follow reality and when they don't. Like I remember in Rise of the Cybermen when they got to the parallel worlds and Mickey said something about, this is a world where Tony Blair never got elected, suggesting that in their normal world Tony Blair had been Prime Minister. Yeah. Presumably just before Harriet Jones.
Yeah, exactly.
Kate reminds me quite a lot of Harriet Jones in some ways.
Do you think?
Yeah, very sort of put together, but also will do what's needed for the greater good.
Yeah.
When she's pushed to it. Particularly that post-credit scene on the beach when she says to the runner about, excuse me, would you just pick that up, please? I could totally hear Penelope Wilton doing that.
Yeah, 100%. Now you've made me want a scene with them two.
That would be great,
like that would have been amazing. Oh, yeah, that post-credit, we'll get to it.
Yeah, we will, yeah.
Then we get to him being injected.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you think?
Well, obviously, first time you watch it, it's just what is going on.
Yeah.
I don't think I twigged at that point.
Yeah.
It's not actually made very clear, is it? Obviously, I think we come to the conclusion that is the virus that then gets passed on when he then goes, because that's why they want him to make contact with Salt so that she can carry it to everyone. But she isn't affected by it because I guess she's just a carrier.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess, like with COVID, like you can be asymptomatic and just spread it to other people.
Yeah, that's true. I suppose this whole thing could have also been an allegory for that too. Like, a lot of what we saw of the show as a whole felt like a lot of different things that already exist. Just sort of meshed into one thing. Like, oh, I've seen this before, or I've seen this before, or like, like my boyfriend literally said, like, it's just the shape of water.
Oh, yeah.
And it kind of, I get that.
Yeah, it is quite derivative.
Yeah.
And recycling a lot of stuff that's been used in the Hooniverse before.
Yeah.
I mean, when these things came up, I sort of felt that there's no harm in repeating some of these things, especially when they've not been used for like 20 years.
Yeah.
But when there's so much of it, it does feel a little bit like, oh, we're just doing a bit of a greatest hits.
Yeah, which, sums up some of recent history.
Actually, him constantly driving to that beach and feeling like he said something was calling him felt very Doomsday. With him doing that long drive to the beach and
Exactly, another little one.
Another greatest hit, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Salt tells Barclay to get humanity to ask Aquakind for accord, which she says is an ancient word that they'll have to respect.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still a bit confused about what exactly it was. So later she said it would have been a way for two species to work together harmoniously or something.
Yeah.
But what exactly would it have been? Well,
I just interpreted it that accord was the resolve of him gaining gills.
See, I don't think it is. I don't understand what that's got to do with anything.
No, yeah. So because if you're thinking of it that way, what is the benefit of humans just gaining their gills? Because that doesn't really resolve anything.
And she does say once everything happens with the virus, she says that accord will now never happen.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing it would have been a sort of peaceful solution of them finding a way to work together. But then I don't understand why she says, if you know what it means, humankind will try to stop you.
But that's what leads me to think that it might also actually be the gill thing, because I feel like if you were to say to humans, oh, do you want gills? They would say no.
Yeah.
But gaining them as like an additional part of their body that gives them the benefit of being able to return to the sea. I don't know. That might be a bit deep.
Yeah, if I had to say, I think it's this ideal way of them working together, no longer being opposing forces, but we're going to we share this planet and we're going to work together to sort it out. And the reason that maybe humanity wouldn't have gone for that is because so many of them were so anti the Homo Aqua and wanted them just wiped out.
I think the idea of it makes sense, but the execution again, it's just kind of like Salt says that to him at like halfway through the episode, like 30 minutes in or something, and literally 10 minutes after, we've got all of the dead bodies of. So it's just a bit like, it just feels more like it was done. Let's actually be allies. Let's work together. Let's resolve our differences and put aside and actually like save our planet. Only to then have the kick in the guts of the genocide. You know what I mean? When like it just feels a bit like that was the only point of it.
Well, yeah, it's two very different resolutions, isn't it? And the contrast.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. It's like Accord was like a beam of hope for peace. And then we just see it revealed that humans are awful, as we knew.
Yeah, as we knew. Humans be humans. Yeah. The mortician made a really good comment. She said something along the lines of, since Homo sapiens could walk, we meet another species and we
slaughter it,
kill it.
Yeah.
Really powerful. I feel some of those scenes are really powerful, like really effective.
And just all the imagery of all the dead bodies just washing up is so bleak.
Yeah, absolutely.
And dark.
Bit sad that we didn't really get any of the unit HQ, right? Or like,
the tower?
Yeah.
No, I was glad not to see it, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I just feel like, what was the point of the set if it was just for the main show? Like, rather than...
I think I've come to see it as quite silly, this whole set and this whole tower.
Yeah.
I think it's unnecessary, you know.
I think the scale of unit is unnecessary.
Yeah.
Just like the marvel of it all is a bit much. Like, yeah, with the tower and stuff. Like, but I think having an HQ like that is kind of a set that we could have gone to. I mean, they made one anyway, basically, that little room that they were in.
Yeah, exactly. But I prefer that. I mean, if that had been the set we had for the whole of season 1 and 2 for unit, that would have been better. I know that wasn't a unit space. That was somewhere they'd kind of come into.
Occupied, yeah.
But I think visually it's just better. Because the other way, it just looks very sort of...
like a set.
Yeah, and it makes it feel like very much like a kids' show.
Yeah. Yeah, even with things like the links and stuff, it definitely does.
Yeah.
On top, you know.
And what is going on in this whole tower when, you know, on the top floor you've got Kate and Shirley and that?
Yeah.
What are they doing down on the rest of the... I know they've got science teams and this and that, but...
Yeah, and I mean the amount of people employed by that by unit is like that's most of Britain, I reckon.
Yeah, the biggest employer in the country, especially for those under 18.
Yeah. Oh God, honestly. Yeah, I'm glad we didn't see some of those characters. I feel like they're just a bit done as well. Like, I feel like the characters we saw were interesting. Some of them felt like they came out of nowhere. And it also, at some points, it felt like we had too many. Especially in the unit scenes, which then obviously makes sense for what happens to them later on.
Yeah, they culled several of them, didn't they, in the explosion?
Again, it's like we didn't have that much time with those characters, so why, it's not too emotional. Like, they make it, obviously... The rest of them are upset. And, I mean, one of the sexiest characters in the whole of the universe gets destroyed, which is... gut-wrenching, but I'm not a thirsty bitch. I'm okay.
Oh, you're in good company on this podcast. It's okay.
I really feel like Shirley was good, but we didn't really get much of Shirley. Like, she was there, but she didn't.
What did she really add? Nothing really.
Yeah, I feel like when it was her and Kate, like nearing the end, that was beautiful, like lovely, where they were showing like their friendship or like trying to have a friendship.
Yes. Oh, and we found out her husband's name, Lawrence.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you think Kate's fully gone off the rails now? I
don't know, to be honest. I think she's just very passionate.
Do you reckon the next time we'll see her, she'll still be at the front of... Or do you think we'll see her again?
Well, it's all up in the air, isn't it? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, the less that we say about that, the better.
Yeah.
I wonder if this story could have been told the same way, but not necessarily have to be a love story.
Yeah.
Because I almost feel like it being a love story takes away from the main story that they're trying to tell. And that rather it could have just been a close allyship between Salt and Barclay, that they admired each other or respected each other or trusted each other, and it didn't have to be romantic like that.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were disappointed that it went that way, because it kind of distracts from the whole
It does.
rest of it, doesn't it?
Because, like, we get the death scene of all the Aquakind, and it's so powerful, as we said, but then, literally, I think a few seconds later, it cuts to Barclay, and I understand that he cares about Salt, but, like, it really feels more like he only really cares about her.
Yeah, although he is deeply affected by what he finds out has happened with the virus.
I don't recall if... Does he realise that it was him?
I was going to ask that just now, yeah. I was like, I don't think we're shown that he comes to, that he understands that.
Because I feel like that would have killed him, like, to realise that.
Although he had no way to know, and you know, it was not his fault at all. But
and I don't think there would. I mean, the fact that we only knew because of what we saw. But one of the most beautiful things, I think, again, Salt just being an icon, I think the way she is in the scene when they all meet with her again.
Yeah.
And she says, "We're terrified of you."
Yeah.
But it's just, she eats up all the scenes she's in. I know, but like...
She does, yeah.
And it's just the way she's so deflated and defeated, and I think she portrays that brilliantly.
Mm. I think because, obviously, seems silly to say, but this is a show made by humans for humans.
Yeah.
Naturally, the non-human side is framed as the antagonist.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's obviously subverted by the end, when the revelation is that actually, to them, the humans are the antagonists and they're the worst of all.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
which again was obviously visible all the way through the series. We all, we know that humans are awful.
We do.
But to make it sort of rise from subtext to text, was nice, actually.
That's true. But so I know I've said about it earlier, but now we're here. I feel like the comment from Barclay where he says, "Will I see you again?" while he's like got his hand on the glass. Mm-hmm. We have that really weighted situation with Salt saying what she just shared, like that they're retreating, they're defeated, humans have won, and then Barclay makes it straight back to about them two. Yeah,
but also, you know, it's natural, like, because this could be the last time he sees her, and he wants to know, you know, is this the last time, or I can understand that.
Yeah, no, I don't know why. I was really looking forward to it, and I just feel like it kind of fizzled at the end.
Yeah, I don't think it takes away from the series as a whole too much. I do think it's an enjoyable 5-episode story.
I feel like it would be interesting to like rewatch it in a few years.
Definitely.
Because I feel like that's always the case, and I feel like that's very much the whole of Doctor Who and Torchwood, all of those different shows in the universe, where it's like, I feel like on rewatch, actually sometimes it gets better. Yeah. You know, rather than in the moment.
One of my regular guests, Mike, from Who Gives a Flux, is always talking about what he calls the expectation factor, and how when something's sort of, you know, it's being broadcast now, we all have this expectation of like, it's got to be amazing. And I think it's never going to reach the expectations that you set up for yourself.
That's true.
And so once that's cooled down and you can sort of look back on it and go and revisit it, you don't have that same sort of stakes for yourself, and you can see the positives a lot more easily.
That's a really good point, and that's definitely something that I've noticed myself with the show.
Yeah.
I think going into this show, for example, I tried not to have any expectations and like just treat it for what it was. But then I think as you're watching something, you naturally get kind of hyped because it's going. You feel like it's going somewhere.
Exactly.
And when you don't necessarily get the thing you expect, or it's not as satisfying. You know.
Yeah, like you, I tried to go into this with no expectations and just take it as it was.
Yeah.
But because the first 2 episodes were so good, it's sort of you expect more and you expect it to get better. So I think even within those 3 weeks that it was broadcast, the expectations are sort of rising.
And I do think that, I mean, actually maybe if the show had aired over like a week, like you would have felt more of the pressure of like the situation, and actually like I don't think the fans would have had the time to eat their own tail, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, I know we hold, like, a lot of us hold Children of Earth up as the pinnacle of the Whoniverse, like one of, if not the greatest things ever given to us in the Whoniverse. And I just think that was lightning in a bottle in a way, like, that you can't replicate that.
Yeah,
it was so good. Like every watching it every night and being like, I have to watch the next one. I can't believe I have to wait 24 hours.
Yeah.
It was event television, you know, and this was some way towards that, but it was never going to quite reach it. You know, this whole thing about when she says the people responsible for the virus, she says, water will find you one day.
Oh, yes.
And then you get these weird sort of flashes of Prime Minister in the shower and the military people in the car full of water. I'm guessing those are just like imagined things in their heads of like what might happen to them one day.
Yeah, I thought that. I made a note and I said, the death scenes, while imaginary, are hilarious, I said.
They are, yeah, because I don't really know what she means, water will find you one day. Like, she said something about the virus riding the water like a parasite. So I don't know what she means, really.
I just think it was more her just trying to, while defeated, still try to...
maybe it's just her way of saying karma, baby, like...
Exactly.
Like, it will come back to bite you.
Yeah.
You behave like this, it will come back to bite you.
Exactly. But, no, I thought they were... And actually, I feel like they were quite comical in quite a serious moment. I understand like that's probably why they were there.
Yeah, I can see what you mean about them being comical, but... Like,
the projectile... I feel like it's more of the shower one that's the fun.
Yeah, but that was also quite horrific in a way. Like, I mean... a bit Waters of Mars-esque.
Yes. It is. I think it is gross and, like, it is scary. Like, it's jarring, but, like, I think in the sense of when you see characters that have been dicks, it's quite satisfying to see them get kind of their comeuppance. And obviously we're not going to see that. So
yes.
giving us that as, like, a thing of, like, you know, oh, you're a dick, you were a dick this whole time, so this is going to happen to you and this is going to happen to you, and you can see that it scares them even if it doesn't happen.
Because we don't really have time to see the consequences for these people.
No. Or it could have just been like a telepathic or psychic thing that she did. Who knows? With her
it could have been.
Pearl. Do you think that they are actually biological, or do you think they're technological?
The pearls?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it was just not explained. I feel like it was made to be so important and then didn't go anywhere. I mean, there are other things that I was going to mention that seemed like they were going to be important and then went nowhere. Like the gender morph in the first episode.
Yes.
When Salt suddenly became masculine. I was like, surely that's... Why would you put that in unless it's got some relevance?
Yeah.
And it meant nothing.
It meant nothing. I think maybe more of the commentary of, like, the representation of stereotypes, but, like, again, it didn't really feel like it went anywhere, because when we got Met Tired, like, he was male presenting.
Yeah.
But why? Like, there was no, like, it was just, like, just was, you know, like, and maybe it's down to our own personal, like, interpretation and bias of, like, gender, but, like, it's an interesting concept that didn't go anywhere.
Yes. And then, you know, the big fish.
Yeah. The
Piscimorphogrander. I always was waiting the whole series, like, what are they going to have some major relevance? And I think in the end they were just there. Well, we see the humans holding them up like they've slaughtered them.
Yeah. So
they're just there to be sort of pathetic and be like, look, sorry for them.
Just more different, like, variety in races, I guess. I don't know if it's like, this is what I don't understand about the whole idea of them, like, because obviously they even alluded to the classic Sea Devils. I mean, that was very blink and you miss it. Like, I don't really understand them as a race. Like,
no.
Is it more like they're all one species and they're all subspecies of that? Or, you know, are they, I don't know, just different species that kind of coexist?
Yeah, it does feel like an umbrella, like Homo aqua is kind of, or aqua kind is like an umbrella for Homo aqua, Homo amphibia.
Yeah.
Big fish. So should we talk about the elephant in the room, really, which is the gills?
I don't know how I feel about the whole ending as a whole, to be honest, like with the gills, and it was just a bit weird.
It is weird, and I just don't feel like it was explained how and why.
Yeah.
It just seemed almost like a magic fairy had granted him his wish to go and live in the sea with his love.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and I actually, like, after it, I understood more of why Kate did it specifically, like, why Kate took him. Like, I understand, like, the whole be with your love thing, but, like, again, that would have felt more powerful had her and Ibrahim actually been more of a significant thing, and also these two actually not falling in love like in 3 days or whatever it was, you know, like. But yeah, I don't know, because she sort of kissed him and then touched him, and then you could think that it was her that did it. But
did she grant it? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because if they've got all this like magic that they, you know, or technology that they hold that they can do with different things.
It felt like some sort of mutation that he was undergoing ever since being deep down in the ocean, because the doctors were like, oh, you know, nobody survives that or something, or whatever. And he was sort of saying, you know, I'm getting this rash on my neck, my lungs are hurting, I only feel good when I'm in the water. So it was like he was gradually morphing into this other thing. Or was it from when she, you know, when she blew the bubble around him and rescued him?
Oh yeah.
Is it something to do with that?
Yeah, it could be. That's a good point. I didn't actually clock that, but that makes so much more sense. Because I just put it down to the accord thing, but like for it to be more specific and just does make sense. I don't really understand. Yes, he's happily ever after with her, but then the way I interpreted it, at least, was that he would never then return to land.
That's what I was wondering, you know, because he can breathe above. He's like amphibious, so he can breathe. So would he go and visit Kirby? Yeah,
that's what I don't get as well. But also, if he can't, his like goodbye to them is just over a phone. Like we don't even see anything with them characters again. Like that's it. I don't know. It just feels a bit crap. Like because like at the end of the day, he's still a dad.
Yeah.
And I understand that he's found this thing and this beautiful thing, his relationship, blah, 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 blah. But, like, at the end of the day, he's still a father. And he still has a child that, you know, relies on him and...
Yeah. I mean, what are they going to do? Like, once they've finished all their swimming around and rolling around in the water with each other, then what? Like...
Because, like... Just because he's got gills doesn't mean that his body can handle the pressure of certain
they're deep down. No. And like he's a human with a human life and a human experience. Like how can you adjust to suddenly being a sea creature? Like
what would happen to him? Like how his body would change, or like would he evolve to become more aquakind?
I think that's the implication, because I think his body is still changing, and maybe in a year's time he would look more like her.
Yeah, or maybe that's how those aquakind exist.
Maybe that's where they came from.
Yeah.
Maybe that is what Accord is. Maybe because when there was that, you know, when they're playing the Heroes song.
Yeah.
And then there's all this little montage of Kirby and the mum crying on the sofa and all that. There's a shot in there where the word Accord is up on a screen and it seems like really prominent.
Oh, really?
So maybe that is what Accord is.
I think we've cracked it.
Maybe they've done it before. And that's maybe where the Homo amphibia came from or something.
Which makes sense, because obviously if we, like we said, initially we thought that Salt might have been some sort of like cross...
Yeah,
like,
crossbreed thing, yeah.
Yeah, crossbreed between humans and sea devils. But like, I actually think that's a really good idea.
Yeah, and also when they discuss the word accord and they talk about the definition, they talk about two definitions. They say like working harmoniously together, but they also say to grant someone special status or something, and almost like granting Barclay this status of becoming a halfway between the two.
Yeah,
maybe that is what it's about,
to enable the communication between the two.
Yeah, because to fully take on that ambassador role, maybe, and
yeah,
I don't know, yeah.
Because maybe it's effective because obviously he's human, but if he then becomes that neutral point of communication. I did write down Russell, all wet and gushy when he got his gills.
Wet and gushy?
Yeah. It's because when they, the censored version of WAP is wet and gushy.
Oh, is it?
So they can play it on radios, yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There was intentions behind it.
Yes. I do have to question, how many scenes of Russell running across the beach, taking his clothes off, do we have to have? Like, yeah. Not that I'm complaining, but yeah.
I did think that when he was in the water and he was in that, like, knitted jumper, and now I love a knitted jumper, but, that would have been so heavy.
Oh, yeah. And she's like, oh, you're so funny in your clothes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's kind of got clothes on.
Yeah, some sort of armour or something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. By the way, I thought her prosthetics looked so good throughout most of the show.
Yes.
But that scene when they're in the water together, and she's standing, and he puts his hands on the back of her neck. You can almost see it sort of.
Yeah, like it's a wetsuit.
Yeah, you can just see it sort of moving under his fingers. Yeah.
But I do, the little thing I do like in that scene is when he then, I think it's when he kisses her, but her ears. I think they're her ears, but like the little like gills on
the frilly bits.
Yeah, where they are, they're moving and like I think that's really quite good.
Pretty. Yeah.
And like her design, oh my god, she's beautiful.
She is, yeah.
And then credits.
Yeah.
I think having the credits come up like that lets you sit and think a bit more rather than it just be like cut into black.
And people would definitely have turned off.
Yeah.
If it had done that. Whereas keeping it on the beach, you sort of. Yeah, I mean, we all knew there was going to be a post-credit scene anyway, but.
Yeah, I wonder why we knew that.
Russell and his usual, yeah. Oh, there's going to be a post-credit scene. It's going to change everything. You must watch it.
I love him. I dearly, dearly love him. But yeah, just don't do your PR, mate. Do get someone else to do it, please.
Yeah.
Because like I think that was part of it. Like obviously, it's I'm in control of myself, but equally when you've got a man like Russell, who a lot of us kind of appreciate, and when he's coming out with something like that, it kind of... And obviously, we knew that obviously it wasn't going to be anything crazy, but like...
Wow.
The fact that he had to go like, it's not the Doctor. Well, obviously it's not the Doctor. We don't know who the fucking Doctor is. Anyway, but for what he built up in like saying it to what we got, I don't necessarily feel like, wow, definitely stay for the post-credits scene. Maybe, again, I'm being critical, but...
Yeah, I think it's expectation, isn't it? And you hear post-credit scene, and I haven't watched any Marvel films, but I know that there's this whole thing of how they would do post-credit scenes in that were sort of game-changing and would sort of set something up for the next film or whatever.
Yeah, just a teaser.
I think there's that expectation.
I think as well, absolutely, the word post-credit scene, I feel like a lot of people would interpret it as like a little teaser or an Easter egg or something.
I mean, a bit like we had in Interstellar Song Contest when they cut to credits and then they cut back to show us the Rani by generating.
Exactly, like, and that was actually kind of important for the story.
Yeah, but this, I mean, I quite liked this scene. I thought it was a nice coda to end on.
I think I liked it more the second time. I think the first time it was just a bit like, what? But now, like, it makes sense. I think someone said the way it ended is how it started. With like, I think someone threw a plastic bottle into the sea at the start, but off the boat.
Oh.
And then, I could be wrong, and then he threw the plastic bottle at the end.
Yeah.
Again, Kate, just absolutely no fucks given, like, absolutely just, she's had it with everyone.
Yeah. I mean, I think, obviously, it's, this is the message of the whole show that we're meant to take away from it. And, obviously you can say, we're all told to do our little bit of recycling. And when you've got, massive companies that are causing the majority of the pollution and stuff, and it's them we really need to tackle. But I think both can be true. I think we can all do our bit as well as try and tackle the big companies.
Mm-hmm.
So I suppose it was a nice little message at the end to just say, remember that everyone's responsible.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a good scene because that runner was such an arsehole.
Oh, absolutely.
And she was like, I like how she was so polite at first. Like, would you mind picking that up?
Yeah.
Gradually changing to pulling a gun on him.
It's the way he said it as well. It's like, well, they're gone now, or something. He like said something like that, and it's just like, yeah, but do you not? They dropped every bit of plastic on the, I mean, like, how do you not take away from that? It's frustrating.
And obviously the aqua kind in the story are sort of a personified stand-in for all the marine life that we have in our oceans that are suffering.
Yeah.
In real life,
Absolutely.
So yeah, I thought it was a nice ending.
I did make a joke. I know that I'm not the first to have made this, but I wrote, and ironically, Disney did not pick it up.
No, they did not. Yeah.
But like that felt a little bit, that being the last words of this era is interesting.
Yeah. I wonder if that was intentional.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could have been.
Yeah, Russell with a gun, like, pick it up, Disney.
Yeah.
I don't know. But, I mean, compared to where I was before I rewatched it today, like, I feel like I've been able to actually have a bit more of a better outlook on it.
Yeah.
I feel like the Homo Aqua are cool, but like, for instance, moving on with the show, if those characters, or like, if they were to show up again as like a villain, in quotation, in like the main show, you know, I wonder how they would deal with it. Like, would they represent them kind of like in the classic style, or maybe we might see some of these newer designs, or like, will we ever even, or is this it? Like, that's it. Like, there's no more Sea Devil stories. There's no more.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if there's a need really. Like, if the story comes along that they want to tell, then they'll do it however they want to do it. Really.
But I think it's a good conclusion to a classic character.
Yeah, I've been waiting to talk about this since the start of the series, and I've not wanted to say anything in case people didn't see this leak.
Okay.
But it was leaked ages before the show. You know how we hear these leaks and we always think, oh, that's ridiculous, that's never going to happen. And then they turn out to be true. Yeah. And this was one I was really hoping wasn't going to be true. And thankfully, it wasn't. But if you didn't hear about this leak, it was rumoured that Russell Tovey was going to be playing the Master.
I heard this as well.
Yes. Yeah. I heard that and I thought, well, I doubt that. But, you know. And then it was revealed that his character was going to be called Barclay.
Right.
And in my head, I was like, oh no, that's Russell doing a little trick. He's saying Barclay card, MasterCard. He's doing a little wordplay thing. And I thought, no, God, it's going to be true, isn't it? And then the series started and I thought, no, he's a normal human. It's a story about him and there would be no need to do that.
Yeah.
And then you hear there's going to be a post-credit scene and you think, oh my God, is he going to have some fob watch situation or something? Well, obviously they would never do that. But then you wouldn't put anything past them. So I was on my edge of my seat right till the end thinking, please don't do this. And thankfully they didn't.
I think there was a lot of different, on top of them. I had heard the Master one, but I also heard the one where the Master, it was more of like a wrap-up of like the Tooth from back in, you know, that, and that maybe they've got the Master captive inside of Unit or something. But yeah, I don't know, what other theories did you see online? Like, off the top of my head, I can't really.
It was an hour and a half.
Yeah? Sorry, Ben's arrived.
Hi, Ben.
I'm cooking my tea, Aaron, I'm so sorry.
That's alright. I feel like we always meet like this.
We do. You do.
I am. I've got mini hash browns.
Go on then, you do it, that's fine.
I'll have some mini hash browns.
Stop laughing at me.
We're not laughing at you, we're just laughing at the situation.
You're finished?
We're coming towards the end, yeah. Now, can you just be quiet while I finish up?
Put shopping away, babes.
Yeah, but I don't chip in with information. Right.
Doctor Who's rubbish.
Oh dear God.
I mean, that to be fair, that sounds like everything that I've just said in this last hour and a half. Yeah.
So, oh my God. So, listeners, if you can hear Ben putting shopping away in the background, I do apologise. Now, what was I going to say? I was going to say thank you very much for discussing this episode with me.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a fun chat.
It has.
But before we finish, we need to play our game.
We do.
We do, our Whom 101. So I'll remind you of what we've got so far.
Okay.
We've got Doctor Companion romances, cheap catchphrases for monsters to shout out.
Oh my God, how disgusting.
Two-part... Ben!
Oh.
Two-parters that could easily have been one episode.
Yeah.
Seeing the Weeping Angels move.
Yeah.
Doctor Who canon. I can't read this next one out with Ben in the room because it's a spoiler.
No, okay, that's fine. I can see it in front of me. It's fine. I can say it though.
Yeah, you say it because he can't hear that.
Bringing Gallifrey back only to destroy it again.
Yes. Then we've got the pressure fans put on the show.
Yeah.
Toxicity in the fandom. And the 11th Doctor in Series 7.
Oh, God.
Is there anything there that you think you'd like to save and say is actually okay?
Oh, there is one, because it is just part of Doctor Who and will always be part of Doctor Who.
Okay. Don't worry too much about saving, because if someone else can always put it back in the future if they think it needs to be, so...
Okay, that's fine. So then I will save the cheap catchphrases, because delete and exterminate and all of the others. Yeah,
I know what you mean. And you've got to remember it is a family/kids show.
From a marketing point of view, it makes sense. Like, I remember running around in the playground and, like, as a kid, you know, playing Doctor Who with my friends, and you'd be saying, exterminate, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can understand that. Okay, so you're saving catchphrases for monsters to shout out.
Yes.
Cool. And then what would you like to submit to the room?
So I thought about this one for a while. I talked to my boyfriend about it. But when a character says, "Doctor, take me with you," you know they're going to die if they aren't main cast or prior announced.
100%.
Yeah. And I think that's more of a New Who thing, whereas he said, my boyfriend's, he's more of a classic fan. He said that in classic, you had more of like characters joining for a few episodes and then, you know, it wasn't that big of a deal to have additional companions. Whereas now it's more like, oh, okay, that character's going to die in the next 5-10 minutes, you know, because, you know. And when we've even seen it even now in the newest episodes, so...
Yeah, these things get announced ahead of time, so you would know. So yeah, it's kind of a death sentence, isn't it?
Takes the fun out of it a bit as well.
So how can I word that in a very short...
Doctor, take me with you equals death.
Okay. Doctor, take me with you equals death.
Yeah.
You are banished.
Thank you. None of that anymore, please.
But yeah.
Thanks for having me.
You're very welcome.
It's been amazing to be back.
Also, just realised I haven't read out any listener comments, which I wanted to do.
Oh, yes.
I asked people what they thought of the show overall. Amy said, it was so good, but it also felt like I accidentally missed an ending chapter of a book. Something was missing. Brett said, not perfect, not Children of Earth, but really good.
Yeah.
Willow said, I thought the first few episodes were good and promising, but like so much of RTD2, it's just so much wasted potential.
Very much true.
Lewis says, war between the mid and the flop. Which I thought was brutal.
Yeah, no, that sounds more like me.
Connor said, I really liked it. Honestly, I'd be more hyped for a continuation of this than more Doctor Who, to be honest.
Oh, interesting.
Very interesting. And then a different Connor says, one of the strongest spin-offs we've had. Not perfect, but 5 genuinely enjoyable and clever episodes with a poignant ending. I loved it.
Nice. I'm glad people enjoyed it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And I mean, it is a nice addition to the universe.
It is, yeah. I'm glad we got it.
Yeah.
Well, we shall see what the future holds.
We shall.
For the Who-niverse.
And who knows where we'll be in December.
Indeed, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks again. Always a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you for having me. I love being here.
I will be back with Ben at some point to delve into Series 7 of Doctor Who.
Amazing.
There might be the odd special bonus as well along the way. But until then, stay cool, stay safe.
Stay fantastic.